Toyota Camry with a 2.2 liter engine, automatic transmission. This is going to be timing belt and water pump replacement. Okay, we're gonna start by removing the alternator. I already disconnected the battery. These two are just the alternator here. This is another 12mm bolt. Next, I'm gonna sluice it from here. This is a 14mm bolt here. This is the belt here, right there. 10mm bolt. And this one, this pin inserts here. Oops. Now I'm gonna put the bolt back here. 10mm bolt. And now the motor mount for 10mm bolt. 1, 2, 3. You don't need to take this out. You don't need to jack up the engine for this. This is the other one here. Right here. Now, as I said, you don't need to jack up the engine. Nothing happens if you take this one off. This motor mount. I'm gonna take this ground here, right here. I'm gonna be removing this bracket right now. 1, 2, 3 14mm bolt, and another one here. 4 of them. For 10mm bolt. This is long one. This one is the one that goes here. Okay, and the next step is I'm gonna be jacking up the vehicle, and I'm gonna be taking the tire off. 19mm lug nuts. Okay, this is the passenger side here. Power steering pump, 12mm bolt. The space is kind of limited here. Alright, I'm only gonna lose it. If you're lucky, only by losing the 12mm bolt, you can move the power steering pump. But if the other bolt on top is too tight, you will have to lose it. You will have to lose it too. So it seems like it's a kind of tight. Tap it here a little bit, just tap it. If it's too tight, then I will have to lose the bolt. But if I can get away only by tapping it here, good for me. I lose it already, so you can see I took out the belt. Okay, and now I'm gonna pry it back to where it was. Right there. So the pulley can give me a little more of a space to have access to this bolt here, and I'm gonna be removing the crankshaft pulley right now. Okay, next is the AC compressor. I'm gonna remove it from the 12mm bolt, but not removing the pipes, just a bolt so I can move it. Bolts are hiding here, so. And the other one here in this direction. Now I'm gonna use a smaller extension right there. And I'm gonna see if I can. And the whole idea is just to drop it like this. And now I'm gonna have more access to the two 14mm bolts that are holding the bracket right there for the motor mount. So now the idea of removing the AC compressor is because the pulley remains in this direction here, and you don't have access. You don't have access for this to remove this 2 14mm bolt for this bracket here for the motor mount. Kind of tight, but not extremely tight. Okay, I lose already. I'm removing the one on the front. Lifting up the engine will help. Couldn't do it because the bolt on the motor mount is so tight on the front of the car. This is the first one here, 14mm bolt, and the other one is loose on the other side. This is the belt here. See? Or maybe I can go from beneath. Maybe have a better access from beneath. I'm gonna go from beneath, see if I have a better access. trying to get it out with my hands right now, with my fingers. Now this is the one on the other side, so kind of I had a bad access there. And here is the thing. Here are the two 14mm bolts. You open the tab here and then you pull it out like this. And this thing here. See the bolt 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. I'm removing the spark plug here on cylinder number 1. Okay, now I'm gonna be setting the timing on this cam gear here. Since the timing belt broke, I cannot do it with the timing belt at the same time with the crankshaft pulley, but I'm gonna do one at a time. The hole right there, this hole, let's see, it's kind of dark here. The hole is supposed to line up with this mark over here. It has a mark right there. See the mark? I know it can be seen right there. This hole is gonna remain on top. It's supposed to line up. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. And this one, and someone put a mark here too already, so that's lining up with this. And now the hole is on top of the mark inside, so that should be on time. I didn't do this mark over here with paint. Someone did it before, maybe years ago, I don't know. So that to line up that time, which is good. So I don't need to make a mark right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on top of the center, cylinder number 1. This is 17mm bolt right there for the crankshaft pulley. I'm gonna turning it, and I'm gonna be washing here, so I can put both of them on time, so this one and that one, and then I can proceed to take out the crankshaft pulley. Now when you're doing this, make sure you do this every few seconds while you rotating the engine, because sometimes it gets stuck. It went too fast, so now I'm going slow, so I can leave it on top of the center. Right there, it's on top of the center. Okay, I'm gonna be removing the crankshaft pulley. Hopefully it's not that tight. Sometimes they're really stuck. 17mm bolt. Oops, it was very good. All right, so now these things sometimes they get really tight. It seems like it kind of moves. Let's see. Yeah. Wow. With my hand. This is so beautiful. It's not broken or anything, not at all. Got inspected. Yeah, it looks good. The guy is there. The guy pin is here. I didn't need to use any tools here to pull the crankshaft pulley. Okay, I'm gonna be removing the 10mm bolts that hold this thing here. I don't think it has too many. It's all loose here. There is one here. This one here. This one. There's another one here. These are the only 3 I removed. It's all the bolts are missing here. A lot of bolts on these plastic covers. Now, one thing I want to mention is the good thing about this engine, Toyota 2.2 liter, no interference. So the timing belt broke, but the engine should be okay. No interference on these engines. And that's how it looks once all the covers, plastic covers for the timing belt have been removed right there. I'm gonna go beneath. I'm beneath the car here. That's how it looks right there. That's the power steering pump on that side, on the left hand side. Okay, right now we're gonna try to see the timing mark at the end right there. basically lining up with the guide pin right there. I'm gonna take this out so we can see it better. And that is right there, the small lobe, like a lobe. That's the timing mark. Basically lining up with the guide pin right there, with the guide right there. I hope the camera is picking that up right there. See? Right there. And now I'm gonna put a little bit of a small mark right there so it can be more visible right there. And this is the guy here, just for the camera to pick it up a little bit better. Camera is not able to see it anymore, but basically that's what it is, lining up with a guide pin right there. And then this I marked it right there. That tells me that this side that I marked tells me that it's the one that is facing out. Okay, time to remove this idler here, this tensioner here, the spring here. Remember this, in this position, that's how the spring goes, in this position like this. Now this 14mm bolt for this idler. Very tight. This is a regular idler here. This bracket here for the alternator. These are 12mm bolts. $10mm bolt here. Now some are bigger than others, so be careful with that. There is another one beneath here in that direction, beneath the pulley. Here, another one here. And this one also holds the timing belt cover. And this should be it. Oh, I still have another one in this direction here. Forgot it. Here. Very old water pump. The bearing is not moving.